You're listening to Soap Dirt, the latest in television entertainment news.
Hey, Days of Our Lives fans, I have got your weekly spoilers for April 14th through the 18th. Xander is mad, Gabi is accused, and Rafe is ready to rebound. It's Belinda from Soap Dirt. If you are not following us, please reach down and click that subscribe button. Let's get started. Monday, April 14th, season 60, episode 166. So on Friday, we had Sammy having that really heartfelt scene with Johnny while EJ was laying there in a coma, oblivious to what's going on. And she is telling Johnny all about her toxic habits with men. And she actually admitted to the whole thing where she was the perpetrator and assaulted Austin. I was really impressed that they wrote that into the script. I like when they acknowledge accurate history. So fresh off of her talking about bad choices she makes, Sammy goes over to see Rafe, who actually was a healthy choice. He's generally a pretty good guy. He just has terrible luck with women. And there is a kiss happening this week between Rafe and Sammy, and lots more than that happening quite soon. Meanwhile, on Monday, we pick up with where Vivian dropped in at the Kiriakis mansion on Friday, and she has some demands, and she is reminding Philip what she expects. And what Vivian expects is for Kate and or Philip to kill Xander so that Philip inherits everything and then can give her half of it. She's not willing to settle for a half of a half, which, you know, if you're good at fractions, that's a quarter. She doesn't want a quarter. She wants at least a half. Vivian is out of control. I don't know if she's going to survive the next week or two. I mean, people are shooting people in Salem, right? Chanel is there for Johnny to lean on. She's going to comfort him after his tough talk with Sammy, and I'm interested to hear when Johnny's talking to Chanel if he has softened up his stance any at all on EJ after what Sammy said. I don't think he will, to be honest. Roman grills Kate, and I'm sure it's about the gun and about the EJ shooting, although Roman did tell Rex he doesn't think she did it, but he may have said that just to not stress out her son. And Xander is quite upset and outraged on Monday, and that might be because Vivian says she's moving into the Kiriakis mansion. Nobody wants her around. Tuesday, April 15th, season 60, episode 167, we have got Kristen in a confrontation with Xander. She is furious that he took over DiMera Enterprises while EJ was in a coma, and she is interrogated and is supposed to be arrested. I don't know if she's out on bail. You know, we'll see where this conversation happens, but Kristen is not going to lay down and let him just walk away with DiMera, although it's a done deal. It's too late. Sammy comes at Leo, and Javi has to intervene and defend his boyfriend, but of course he has no idea who Hurricane Sammy is and just how crazy it can be. Also this week, we have Vivian running into Sammy in Hortontown Square, and things get interesting between those two ladies who are both epic troublemakers. JJ is not happy, and he reaches out to Gabi, and accusations are going to fly. He's in a very tough position because he's investigating the shooting, and unfortunately, the woman he's dating is implicated. Things just don't look good at all. And Jada opens up to Stephanie and is going to confide in her about Rafe. Then on Wednesday, April 16th, episode 168 of season 60, we have got Kate and Sammy spending some time catching up. That should be an interesting conversation, and I'm curious if she gives Kate grief for telling Johnny his origin story, because that should have come from Sammy. It was long overdue, and I just wonder if she's going to be frustrated with Kate or just, you know, relieved that it's all out in the open. I think she might be frustrated. Meanwhile, Gabi is absolutely enraged at JJ. She's furious because he seriously thinks she might have been the one to shoot EJ. He talks about motive, means, and opportunity, and points out that she has no alibi. Plus, we all know from watching Gabi's flashbacks of the night that she was actually outside the DiMera mansion, and she was there thinking about killing EJ. It's just that somebody else beat her to it. I do wonder if she saw the actual shooter. I tend to think she did not. Meanwhile, Maggie orders Philip to get vampire Vivian out of her house ASAP. She doesn't want that woman there, but Philip's going to be in a tough spot because Vivian is holding so much over his head and can send him to prison, although she would be going right along with him. Meanwhile, Xander rejects every single demand that Kristen makes of him. Of course, she's going to want him to give back company and go away. She may threaten to expose some of the crimes she knows that he did. Of course, he did a lot of those on her behalf, so that's kind of a self-defeating thing. And Jada makes things clear to Rafe. She sets the record straight, but, this reunion with them isn't going to happen right now. Sammy's in town. She and Rafe are going to be getting closer, and Jada may turn around back to Sean for comfort. Thursday, April 17th, episode 169 of current season. Alex and Philip are facing off and things get tense. Those two are bickering outside the Brady pub. And again, Alex does not want to be keeping this dirty secret for Philip. He hates that he took half of Xander's inheritance, and Alex is just at a breaking point with all the dishonesty and the chicanery. And Vivian shows up at DiMera Enterprises and completely shocks Xander. She tells him that Victor did not write the letter that Philip found. So it's not clear if she is going to implicate Philip. I don't think she would implicate herself. She might try and blame it on Kate. We'll see exactly how much, but Vivian telling Xander this means she won't get any money. So we'll see how she's going to play this. Marlena and Steve are facing off with Orpheus on Thursday. And also this week, Steve tells Marlena that it's the end of the road for them in Estonia and says they need to step back from what they're doing right now on their search for John. Stephanie needs advice from her mom, Kayla, and Sarah confesses to Maggie. It looks like she might come completely clean about the whole Vivian and Kate and Philip forgery and lie and all of it. Friday, April 18th, we're going to wrap up the week on season 60, episode 170. Gabi is clashing with Vivian, and that should be one to see. Two she-villains going at each other, claws out. Rafe has a very frank talk with Sammy and opens up to her. These two are going to hit the sheets very soon, and Javi is going to catch them at it. Xander chews Philip a new one, so I wonder if the forgery and betrayal is all out in the open or if this is a tip of the iceberg thing. And Melinda gets a warning from Sean and JJ, and I don't know if this is about the necklace or about her clients.
Thank you for being a loyal listener. Follow us wherever you get your podcast, because you don't want to miss the next episode. Soap Dirt is on all the major podcast platforms, including Apple Podcast, Spotify, iHeartRadio, and more.